Hello and welcome to Spotlight Indie. I'm your host, Frasier Armitage, part-time robot, full-time nerd, and joining me is the founder and creator of World Anvil, Janet Forbes. Janet, how are you doing?
I am doing great. We have been having so much fun talking, and I am primed and ready with my gigantic Pride D20. So let's do this.
Janet has the greatest D20. I mean, this I feel very out of my depth here. Like,
This is for when Tiamat rolls. What can I say?
yeah. I'm going to quote Janet from her last, when we did our World Building 101. She said, he measures in inches while like I measure in centimeters. Like that is what I'm feeling right now. Like,
I'm sorry. I will say it sounds really dirty when you say it out of context. We were talking about space domes.
yeah.
So yeah, not anything else you might be considering.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's my levels of inadequacy are mined constantly on this show. Don't you worry, Janet. So, so yeah, we're gonna roll for insight. So
Yeah.
the rules for roll for insight for anybody who somehow doesn't know them are that we let the dice decide our destinies. In that we will roll and take turns, and there are 20 questions that range from the sublime to the even more sublime that we will be able to pose to Janet and get to really know the depths of her soul.
Oh, I'm
So,
excited.
Janet,
It's just
when you are ready,
darkness. It's like the Mariana Trench down there.
turn out the lights.
Don't do it, guys.
Yeah, turn out the lights. You know Janet inside out. You're the inside out of your brain. It's just one person there with a torch, just like.
Just like, where did I leave my keys? That's it. That's all that's going on in there.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
That's the next Pixar movie, Inside Out 3. Just
There
like,
you are.
yeah, an hour and a half of them trying to find a light switch. That would be.
That is a try-fail cycle worthy of the gods. I'm here for it.
So, Janet, when you are ready, would you like to roll?
All right, let's prime this baby. Oh, that is a 17.
A 17. That's a solid start. Absolutely
afraid.
solid start. Okay, how many books do you have in your to be written pile?
For shame. So I should start by saying I have about 37 World Anvil worlds, which is just like I have a chunky scroll bar on the world switcher. It's so many. I kind of lost count. And then more ideas keep coming up. I'm learning to write short stories right now, so I'm trying to funnel more ideas into short stories so they don't end up as novels. I have one thing that I've abandoned, a second thing that I've abandoned. Like they're written. One of them will be eventually edited. Something that's with just come back from alpha readers. And that's the kind of things that are done. And then the things that are not done, at least 15. At least 50. I have so many more ideas than time, Frasier.
Yeah, I have the same problem. I have the
It's
same
really
thing.
bad.
I have about 40 different projects that I have got to around about between 1,000 and 10,000 words into and
Oh,
stopped
oh my
because
goodness.
something else has happened in my brain. It's
I
like,
got to a point where I was like, I will not do the next shiny thing until I finish this. And that is
yeah,
a surefire way that I will do, like, have prepared in my head already everything about this by the time I'm ruthless with myself. I make myself finish things because otherwise I would feel so defeated by it all that I would probably give up. So I literally treat it like a second job. I sit down in the morning and I write for an hour every day on the thing that I decided I would write. And it takes a lot for me to not to switch a project once I've committed to something, because otherwise I will never finish anything and I will feel like crap. But yeah, the list of like, oh, this would be an amazing novel and that would be an amazing novel and I should totally write about this and that would be so cool. And like even to the point that some of them are plotted, or I've built large swathes of the world. Yeah, it's an embarrassing number.
I feel like I had this idea. I was like, what I need is I need a clone of myself, because if I had a clone of myself, then they could write all of these ideas. But then I realized that a clone of myself would just have more ideas, and they would need a clone of themselves, and then eventually it would get to the point whereby they would basically all none of these stories would be getting out into the world. And
You've
then I
got
was
yourself
like,
a pyramid scheme of unfinished stories.
and then
That's
I
what you've
was
got yourself
like,
there.
I was like, oh my days, that's now another story idea that I'm gonna have to write. It's like, it's ridiculous.
It's infinity, Plus
Even
one.
even my solutions are creating problems for me. It's like it's so yeah, it's all
It's
good.
very good storytelling, but it's frustrating when it happens in real life.
Yeah, totally, totally. Right, I'm gonna give it a roll.
Oh, no.
I have rolled a 15. We're rolling high today.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
impressive. Okay. Oh, Janet,
Oh
this
no.
is going to be a difficult one for you to answer. From what I know about you. So,
Oh.
what's your main character's favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's a really good question. I actually the latest book that I have is a cozy fantasy, and there's a lot of food in it. So I would say dwarven stout with salted caramel. That
Oh,
would be the flavor with like topped with
yes,
cherries. That's what we're going
yes.
for. Yeah.
Dwarven stout with salted caramel. I'd never dreamed of an answer so perfect, but that's it. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's what she would drink. Like,
Oh,
she would eat for
she would
sure. Yeah.
eat dwarven
Yeah.
stout with salted caramel. That is, somebody please make a recipe for this because like I need to try it. I need to 100%. Um, I think my current working project that I'm drafting at the moment, the main character, there are two main characters. One of them would probably enjoy something very, very fragrant,
Ooh.
like maybe a like lavender ice cream, maybe. And the other one would probably enjoy something that is very spicy, so like chocolate and
Mm.
chilies. That's what I'm thinking.
Very
Yeah.
solid. Delicious. Amazing.
Mm. Right. This next round is the speed round. So
Oh, yeah. All right.
so you roll fast, we ask fast, you answer fast. That's the way it goes, right?
Roll first, answer first, panic. Let's do
Yeah.
this. I'm ready.
Go, Janet, go.
Oh, okay, that's a 17 again.
Oh no, you got to re-roll.
Reroll. That's a 19.
A 19. Woohoo! Sum up your latest working project in 3 words.
Retired adventurer, murder mystery.
Oh, I like it.
I'm making murder mystery one word.
Murder
Just
mystery.
because
You,
you're on
you
it.
get
Yeah.
away with that. You get away with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That sounds really good. So retired character. What
Retired adventurers.
I
Yeah.
have to I have to I know it's a speed round, but let's just break the rules. I mean, I make the rules, we'll break them. I have to ask you more about like what it's like writing from the perspective of someone who's retired because that sounds fascinating to me.
It's been really interesting. So I feel like I'm. This is not speed, but the whole thing was inspired by the fact that I had this massive career change. Right, I used to be an opera singer. I became, by accident, the founder of a company, and it really felt like for a long time losing my identity because I had put so much of my personal ID was being an opera singer. Like if people ask me, "Hi, who are you?" I'd be like, "I'm Janet, and I'm an opera singer." And suddenly I wasn't anymore, and that wasn't who I was, and like I had to sort of completely redefine who I was and how I oriented myself. And when I started thinking about this book, I was like, it's exactly the same when you're an adventurer. That's all you know. You don't have family, connections, community, social life. No, you are an adventurer. You live on the side of society. That is how you define yourself. That defines every waking moment that you are. And when you stop being that, who are you? And that's the question that my main character asks as she starts this story is basically, well, who the crap am I now? I can't keep doing this. I'm going to get myself killed because I'm too like I'm not in peak condition anymore. So how do I redefine myself? What is my new normal when I can't be the person I've always been? So that's what the book is about. Like that's the big question. That's the big thing. It's about sort of community and found family and sort of self-identity and all of these things. But yeah, on the surface of it, it's retired adventurers do murder mystery.
And I love that there's a murder mystery element to it because there's this with the loss of identity or with the discovery of your new identity, you're saying goodbye to a person, and it's the same with a murder. It's like a death. There's so many, you're all interlinked so nicely.
Yeah, and I've used that thematic element in a lot of places. So a lot of people are not necessarily who they say they are because if you've done despicable things, why would you own up to them with your own name. And, there's a lot about sort of who we are and how we define ourselves and how we introduce ourselves to others and how we want to be perceived and how that changes over time. And yeah, it sort of really digs into that kind of space.
I
There's also
love
a
it.
cat mimic.
Oh, yes.
I'm really enjoying this book. I've really enjoyed writing it. I need to get the edits done, but yeah, it's been fun.
That sounds amazing. I cannot wait to read it one day. So for mine, very simple, 3 words, lots of tea. That's it.
Lots of
Right.
tea, or would you describe it as infinity?
Infinity was actually one of my working titles. So
Nice.
yeah. I rolled the number 13, which is which cartoon or kids TV show character come closest to being your spirit animal? Which,
Oh,
go on, Janet. I feel like there's one right there. I feel like it's right on the tip of your tongue. So, kids TV show character or cartoon character is your spirit animal.
I think maybe Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Just
What?
like unbridled chaos. It's kind of my vibe. Like, I'm an alien. I'm pretending not to be an alien, and also unbridled chaos. Like, will I chew the table leg? Probably. Uh, I do try and keep it in a socially acceptable level, but yeah,
I love
that's who
it.
it is, Stitch.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love that so much. Ah, that is perfect. In terms of cartoon characters, there are too many. Too many. I wish I'd thought of an answer to this before I asked the question. But I think I think that maybe Dexter from Dexter's Lab. Um,
Mm.
Simply because I really like going around and going Dee Dee. I have no idea. Like, I just like that aspect of it, being like really like in a lab coat, being a
Yeah,
geek, having an
yeah.
underground lair, like
Being a tinkerer. Yeah,
yeah,
I love
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, creating things that go wrong. Like, yeah, let's go with Dexter.
Love it.
Um, okay, roll for insight. We are entering. What is
Oh, I got it.
oh, you see,
14.
you've gone too. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. We were supposed to roll at the same time, but it's all good. I
Oh,
got a
sorry.
4. I got a 4. You
Ooh,
got 14.
beg your
It's
pardon.
your call, Janet. Right? You can choose to answer question 4, or you can choose to answer question 14.
Oh my god.
So
Do I
which
get to know what
question?
they are?
No. Oh, actually, we've never done this before. But yes, let's ask the questions and you get to choose. Okay. 14's like a boring writer's one. What software do you use to write and what's the best feature of it? Number
Oh, world
4.
anvil.
Exactly right.
I won't bother answering that question because everyone knows the answer is world
Everyone knows
anvil
it's a world
because
anvil.
like eat your own dog food, right? I use world anvil for everything. But yes, anyway. So ask me the interesting question.
Question 4. What words do you always spell wrong?
Oh my god, everything. So I'm dyslexic, but I also have a penchant for having characters who are like lieutenants and sergeants. And why do I keep making people the rank of lieutenant? Because I cannot spell that word. I can even like if I say it in French, lieutenant, I can figure it out. But if I just try and write it with an English accent in my head, it's it's a smorgasbord of wrong. Um, Also, I can't spell smorgasbord. Um, so yeah, pretty much everything. But lieutenant has been a thorn in my side for a long time.
I feel like I used to be able to spell things right. And
Mm,
now like my brain is second question. It's like it questions itself all the time and second
yeah.
guesses itself. Like the word occasion. Like
Oh,
I know deep down that it's got 2 C's and 1 S, I hope, for the purpose of this, because I've just so I think it should be spelled. But every single time I will write out with two C's and 2 S's just to be sure. Because
yeah,
I'm like, is it? Is it not? Is it? What's it? So
yeah,
yeah, there's loads of words that I used to know how to spell. And
yeah.
it's I honestly, do you think that autocorrect is a friend or foe in this regard, Janet?
It for me, it's a friend. Again, like I am dyslexic. I try really hard, but with the best will in the world, I'm just not gonna get things wrong. So autocorrect is great. It falls down in two instances. One when it's like, I see you mean sausage, and I was like, no, I did not mean sausage, but I just spelt this word so incredibly wrong that now you think I mean sausage when I was trying to write, I don't know, sexquipedalian or something. And the other, it's really bad. Like when autocorrect does not understand what you were even shooting for. That's my life. Welcome to my life. These are my struggles. But the other one is when it autocorrects to a word that is similar but wrong, and then you end up with like, you know, she put on the hot because you wrote HT and it thought you meant hat. Sorry, it thought you meant hot, but you meant hat. So then you end up with this like really weird stuff in your manuscript where you autocorrected it didn't look closely enough at what it was. So yeah, sometimes it can help you with really good ideas, like why did she put on the hot? What does that mean? Like that's a whole new story right there that I'm curious about. But yeah, in general, that's my autocorrect take. It's like it's helpful, but also sausage.
Yeah. It's helpful, but also sausage should be on a t-shirt. That's amazing. So I feel like, do you feel as though autocorrect is getting more and more like double entendre-ish? Because I feel like it's becoming very, very dirty. And I think it's the reason is that it's hit puberty. You know, it's been around long enough that it's now a teenager. It suddenly likes to spell everything. Like you type in a word and it'll just make exactly. Yeah. This is why it's constantly obsessed with sausage. Because it's like, because it's a dirty teenager.
I am so here for this theory. Yes. I want that to be why. Yes, please.
Do you think it will grow up eventually and then it'll start sort of like behaving itself?
We'll start saying mortgage, investment portfolio, this kind of thing.
Water rates. Like
it'll leave the sausages behind. Which is terribly sad, but it's fine.
Yeah. I hope it never grows out of its sausage phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. So roll for insight. So let's do our final rolls.
Yeah.
So because normally
I'm gonna wait for the instructions this time. Please tell me.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Well, let's roll together this time.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. What did you get?
I got a 10. Hang on, let me put that
10. I see. I got a 13. We've already had a 13. So I'll re-roll, and it's a 1.
Okay. Critical fail.
I know. So we've had both of these questions asked on a previous episode before, but I'm most interested in the answers to. I think I'm going to mine your brain for both of them. Question 10. Do you have a desk and office chair where you write? The answer to that is probably yes, because you're sitting at one. But the question is, if so, how many swivels do you estimate to have made on your office chair?
So I do have a swivelly chair. And I am a horrible fidgeter. So are we counting the partial swivel? Because if we're counting that, then infinite.
I'm going to say 5 partial swivels is 1 full rotation.
Okay, in which case, today, about 100.
I feel you, though. The partial this, there's something about this motion.
It's the wiggle.
It's unstoppable, right?
Just a little wiggle. Just helps you. But also, like, I've started being in these writing, these online write-ins, which are fantastic. They're really good for like body doubling and getting you to write pages. But I realized that when I'm writing, I'm doing this all the time. Like do I write with turbulence? I have no idea. But there's an awful lot of like swiveling around and dancing and there's I don't know. I don't choose it. It chooses me.
I would love that to be like you writing on a plane and there's no turbulence, but everybody is kind of like, what's wrong with the plane? And you're just writing like.
It is very localized to my seat.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like they won't let you like unplug your belt. They're always like, no, no, ma'am, you need that one. It's like
You specifically should stay strapped in, where you can't scare people.
um, the answer to question one is something that I really want to know as well. So, if you were to have three authors, alive or dead, to a dinner party, what would you cook for them? And which of them is most likely to need something gluten free?
Oh my god, what would I cook for them? That's such a, I'm such a foodie. Like,
Mm.
I'm writing a fantasy cookbook right now. I'm like such, that's why I knew the ice cream flavor of my character, because like she makes
Dwarven stout
cakes.
and salted
She makes
caramel.
she makes whiskey and stout infused cupcakes with cherry jam. Uh yeah, they're called half pints because they look like a little half pint of stout, and then they've got like white frosting, which is whiskey frosting on a chocolate stout cake with. So I really like food. I really love cooking, and I do think about this a lot. So I would include the half pints. I would, which means I'm inviting Tolkien because I definitely want to make him some dwarven food. You know what? Yes, that's who I would invite. I would invite Tolkien. I would invite C.S. Lewis just to watch them fight because I think that would be fun. Um, and I would make a dwarven banquet, which would include blue cheese and mushroom soup to start with dwarven
Mhm.
battle bread. Um, it would then have a center course of sagey pie, which is twice sage. It's infused with sage, but it's covered in mashed potato, and the mashed potato is reminiscent of a sage's beard. I've actually written a whole short story about this dish. And it would also have pickled root vegetables on the side because I have a theory that when dwarves farm, they do it from underneath. So they're like pulling the carrots
Mm.
down like this, and the
Yes.
root vegetables and stuff. So it's like grated root vegetables that have been pickled, so they're really fresh, and that'd be like a really nice bitey vegetable side dish to the very rich sagey pie, which is kind of based on a shepherd's pie. And then for dessert, they would have half pint cakes, which for the little cakes that I described. So that's what I would make for them. Dwarven fare.
That's amazing. I love it so much. I'm so hungry right now. I'm so glad
Oh,
that was the last question. If that had been the first question, we'd have just ended it and I'd have gone and eaten something. That's
I
perfect.
do have a recipe for sagey pie, and I can send it to you. It was a big hit
Please
with my
do.
RPG table.
Yeah, please do. I need it. I need it in my life. And just final question. Who is most likely to be gluten free, Tolkien or
Right.
Lewis? I know, right? It's tough. That might be the
I
hardest
want to
question we've
say
ever asked on this
right,
channel.
Tolkien or Lewis. Who's gluten free? I think I think Tolkien writes so much about lembas. He gets so in detail on the bread. That is a man who has not had good bread for a long time. That man is gluten free. That's how we discover it. The
Yes.
man who introduces magical bread into his world is the man who is gluten free.
Yes, it makes too much sense, Janet.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is perfect. You heard it here
If this,
first.
then what?
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Roll for Insight. And it's been so great to get to know you a little bit better, but also to hear about your work and the things that are coming up. I'm so excited for it. So, all the best with it, Janet. For anybody who wants to reach out and talk to you more about it, how can they find you?
Um, you you can find me through World Anvil pretty much. I exist on the internet as World Anvil. It's like 95% of my personality at this point, uh, as we discussed. So yeah, like I'm at World of Anvil anywhere. If you answer and ask Janet a question, I will make sure I reply. My team is like 2.5 people, so we're really really small anyway. There's a chance I will be replying anyway, but otherwise somebody will get it to me and I can get you a proper response. And otherwise I'm a very bad writer that doesn't have a website yet. I need to fix that. Like I'm other places. You can find me on Bluesky and stuff. But yeah, the easiest way is through World Amble. Wherever you are, hopefully there's a World Amble contact there.
Perfect. And thank you so much for joining us, Janet. As you all know, spotlightindie.co.uk, Spotlight Indie on all of the socials, blah blah blah. And as far as I'm aware, you know where to find me already, because let's just face it, like you don't need to hear where to find me. Nobody's got questions for me. But But thank you, Janet, for joining us. It has been such a pleasure to have you with us for the past couple of weeks, and all of the best. And just stay awesome. And to you who is tuning into this, you stay awesome too. And we'll see you next time on Spotlight Indie.